Update our rankings for superstars to win WWE Money in the Bank matches. The Money in the Bank briefcase has an established history of catapulting the careers of many superstars who have won it, and this year's pair of winners aim to achieve similar success. The fields for both the men's and women's Money in the Bank ladder matches are nearly complete, with one spot left to fill in each. Two triple threats will be held on the July 1 edition of Raw to determine the final combatants, with Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, and Ilja Dragunov waging war in one, and Dakota Kai, Zoe Stark, and Ivy Nile doing battle in the other. The abundance of fresh faces involved in the two ladder matches increases the odds that new stars will be made out of the winners. Damian Priest and Io Sky both going on to cash in the contract to capture their first world titles following the 2023 event should bode well for this year's Mr. and Ms. Money in the Bank. Of course, some have better odds of emerging victorious with the opportunistic briefcase than others. Here are the updated power rankings for every competitor currently slated to compete in the upcoming Money in the Bank ladder matches. Andrade's return to WWE in the Men's Royal Rumble match back in January was met with plenty of fanfare. Unfortunately, he hasn't been involved in anything of note since. Following a slow start to his run on Raw, he entered an angle with the Judgment Day that was quickly cut short by his move to SmackDown in the 2024 WWE Draft. Legado del Fantasma teased recruiting him earlier this month, but he has yet to do much else. The former United States champion brings a wealth of experience to the men's ladder match, but his chances of actually winning it are minimal. Interestingly, Io Sky has had a far more eventful 2024 so far. She reigned as WWE Women's Champion through WrestleMania 40 and has largely remained dominant since being drafted back to Raw, while also insisting that damaged CTRL needs to change. With Sky already having won the women's briefcase last year, there's no reason for history to repeat itself. CM Punk pulled off the feat in 2008 and 2009, but Sky doesn't need to be back in the women's title picture anytime soon and doesn't need the contract at this point to earn a shot. Carmelo Hayes getting picked so early by SmackDown on night one of the 2024 WWE Draft immediately established him as one to watch. He had a stellar stint in NXT as a former NXT champion and a two-time NXT North American champion that perfectly prepared him for the grand stage of SmackDown. Similar to Andrade, he's also been spinning his wheels as of late, but has looked strong in defeat anytime he's been in action against perennial main event players such as Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and LA Knight. His participation in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match should be no exception, even though he's still too early for him to be holding the contract. Naomi, on the other hand, is an accomplished WWE veteran and has had taken part in her fair share of Money in the Bank matches. She shouldn't be counted out as a potential winner given her recent interactions with WWE Women's Champion Bayley backstage on SmackDown. Naomi previously battled Bayley for the belt on SmackDown in April, as well as at Backlash in France, but Bayley has yet to beat her decisively one-on-one, and that could be the catalyst for Naomi to clinch the contract and cash in on her close friend.